Coverage you can count on at 6 starts now.
First at 6, 2 Coastal Carolina University students are still in the hospital tonight after police say they were hit by a car while crossing Highway 544. Good evening, I'm Adriana Lawrence. The driver, 17-year-old Mauricio Palafax Correa, faces felony DUI and hit and run with great bodily injury charges. News 13's Morgan Baker spoke with CCU students today about the wreck.
It's horrible. Like, that kid needs to be in jail for life. He might have taken 2 lives. He definitely messed up his own. That stuff's not cool. Drunk driving, so everyone needs to be better about that.
The crash happened just after midnight Sunday on Highway 544 near Elvington Loop. 2 Coastal Carolina University students were crossing the road when police say they were hit by a car. The driver, Mauricio Palafax Correa, left the scene but was later found after being involved in a separate crash outside of Conway. Both students were taken to the hospital with critical injuries. As of Monday, there have been no updates on their conditions.
It's just kind of scary knowing that someone that was going to go here just got hit. It's just like, it's sad thinking about how the parents feel and all that when they just dropped off their kid.
This isn't the first time a student has been hit while crossing Highway 544, and Coastal has been discussing a possible long-term solution since 2016 to make crossing the highway safer. The idea is for a pedestrian bridge that would go over Highway 544 to Coastal's campus at Founders Drive. At the university's fall convocation, President James Weinbrake gave an update on the project, saying they have the funds and are just working to get the project approved.
We don't know yet. Hopefully within 12 months, but we aren't sure. We've actively reached out to South Carolina Department of Transportation to have them actively engaged in working on helping to manage that project, which we hope will actually accelerate it.
A Conway judge denied Correa bond at a hearing on Sunday. You can count on News 13 for updates. Reporting in Conway, Morgan Baker, News 13.
Morgan, thank you. Developing tonight, authorities identified human remains found in a trash can at a Bennettsville housing complex. The Marlboro County Coroner's Office says LaShonda Spurlock had been missing out of Chesterfield County since 2024. The 43-year-old's remains were found April 23rd at the Evergreen Court Apartments. Days later, Bennettsville police arrested Luke Douglas Jr. in connection with the case. Authorities say Douglas admitted to keeping the decomposed body in a storage area at the apartment where he lived before disposing of the remains. Spurlock's cause of death has not been released. Count on News 13 for updates. And we now know the name of a person hit and killed last week while using his wheelchair in Little River. The Horry County Coroner's Office says Guy Hickson was hit by an SUV around 8:30 Thursday night on North Horseshoe Road. The 21-year-old died at the hospital. The driver was not hurt, and the wreck remains under investigation by the South Carolina Highway Patrol. Well, Myrtle Beach's next police chief says he wants people to see more of their department and more of him. Frederick Chambers spoke with News 13 today as he prepares to take over the department this fall. News 13's Jordan Titus is live tonight at the Myrtle Beach Police Annex in the Market Common. And Jordan, the incoming chief says visibility will be a big part of how he approaches the job.
Yeah, Adriana, and that's something residents here have already told us they want. Chamber told me today that police presence is something he believes can both eliminate crime and help people feel safer. Chambers comes to Myrtle Beach with more than 26 years of law enforcement experience. He currently serves as deputy chief in Fairfax County, Virginia, and previously led control operations there, overseeing more than 350 sworn officers, staff members, and volunteers. Chambers says Myrtle Beach presents a unique challenge because of the number of people that can be packed into the city during busy tourism seasons. He says one of the simplest ways to help people feel safe is to make sure they can actually see the officers there to protect them.
I want them to see those cops driving through or walking through or riding their bikes through or on the beach. And that helps people feel safe. That's why we drive marked cars. That's why we wear a uniform, so people can see us and we're visible. And just our presence deters crime. That's a proven fact over many years.
Chambers says that visibility will include him too. Tonight at 11, what Chambers says he'll do when put in an incident that puts the department in the spotlight, and why he says the days of no comment are over. Reporting live in Market Common, Jordan Titus, News 13.
Jordan, thank you. The Society Hill Police Department arrested 2 people in connection with a shooting after a woman claimed she was shot while walking her dog. Tanya Hatcher faces filing a false police report and obstruction of justice charges. Devonta Pack faces domestic violence and accessory charges. Police say back on August 7th, a woman claimed someone in a car shot her in the thigh as she walked along Church Street. Hatcher is out of jail on bond. Pack is still behind bars. Both are due back in court in October. A Scranton police officer had his law enforcement certification permanently denied. That's according to the South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy. William Tyndall is accused of telling his superiors he passed an exam that he'd actually failed. The South Carolina Law Enforcement Training Council pulled his certification during a hearing today. Happening this week, the South Carolina Attorney General's office is expected to meet with Georgetown County investigators to review findings in the criminal investigation into Pawleys Island Community Church and its now closed Christian Academy. Now, the investigation began about 1 month ago after authorities say registered sex offender Warren Perry was volunteering around children at the school and charged with violating his probation. 4 church officials were later charged and made claims they knew about Perry's status. About 150 parents and teachers met privately with law enforcement last week. Sheriff Carter Weaver told us the parents are victims in this too and deserve to have their voices heard.
No one else is meeting with these parents. They're the true victims. They're having to deal with a lot. So the church has not met with these folks. No other government entity has met with these folks. And so I thought it was important for the sheriff to call this meeting. And number one, give them a safe space to be heard, but also garner any new information that might exist. And I think we achieved that.
The sheriff added investigators are still going through records and devices in connection with the case with the help of the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division and U.S. Secret Service. Count on News 13 for updates. News 13 is your local election headquarters, and President Trump will hold a rally in Myrtle Beach this Friday. The president has endorsed interim Senator Darlene Graham in her bid for the U.S. Senate seat held by her late brother Lindsey Graham. She faces 5th District Congressman Ralph Norman in the Republican primary runoff. The state's Republican Party had scheduled a stump stop in the upstate with both candidates that same day, but now says it's working to find a new date. Count on News 13 for updates when more information on the president's visit is made available. And early runoff voting is set for Wednesday through Friday, with runoff primary day next Tuesday. Only voters who participated in the June Republican primary, Tuesday special primary, or who did not vote in either primary are eligible to vote. The winner moves on to the November general election. It will be a 4-person race with Democrat Dr. Annie Andrews, Constitution Party candidate Mark Hackett, and Libertarian Casey Whitner. The Democratic National Committee meanwhile approved a plan to make South Carolina the first Democratic battleground of the 2028 presidential election. The DNC's Rules and Bylaws Committee approved the plan late last month, and the full committee made it official on Saturday. That makes South Carolina first to vote in January 2028, followed by Nevada and New Hampshire. Party leaders have said the order gives candidates the best shot at winning back the White House. Back to our area, Grand Strand Medical Center opened its new $30 million staff parking garage today. In addition to more parking spaces, the 5-level garage adds electric vehicle charging stations.
So in this new parking garage, there's 742 spots, which is really great, and everyone's enjoying it so far, having that ease of access and, a place that's really secure, well lit, security cameras, so it's a wonderful spot for everyone to use.
Medical Center officials say the new garage will help ease overflow parking between the south and main entrance. Governor McMaster announced his state budget vetoes today. Next on News 13, what he wants lawmakers to leave out of the spending plan. And Frank has your most accurate forecast when News 13's local coverage you can count on continues.